technical difficulties as the stream just went ahead to go ahead and just wanted to crash, unfortunately. So we are just waiting on that for it to
Okay,
come
might as well
back
continue
up.
to cast this, no
Yes.
problem. Mew securing the kill onto the Comfy bench, moving away. Junction almost getting the end of that Blastoise Unite move, managing to escape just in the nick of time. 6 points left onto that zone. It's gonna be somewhat detrimental if they continue to maintain that zone alive. We are seeing all of the rotations trying to respond. Team Drip moving downwards. Reggie Steel is gonna be so important to get special attacks and attack damage. Animated trying to zone out the attackers on the side of Ichigai no Tsurugi, and now Blasters moving themselves right to the front, but Unite move from Slowbro is going to secure a junction, getting that last hit in, and a double kill actually from the side of Vix, and they continue to plow their way onto hashtag Team Drip's side. It's 35 points of an overdunk. It was about 29 because it already had 6 points on the board, and they are going to secure the Reggie Steal. The last hit important going to be by Junction. Again, 60% of the total experience going to be divided between the 5 players. 10 seconds left for the Regieleki.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see the the way this Azu's been working. So it's been rotating a lot better than it has from before. So it's I'm kind of excited for it to keep going like this, because it actually rotated this time than the Blastoise last time, because Blastoise last time just stayed up top the entire game, and it getting us these rotations are really hurting hashtag Team Drip now.
Moving into the barriers one more time. Mew not really hitting any type of targets. Now Snorlax forced to use their Unite move right in this team fight, as well as the Decidueye also using their own Unite move. And the pressure of the tanks is actually trying to get them. Junction just about to lose their life effectively. Bench to putting in the work, trying to get that damage onto the Glaceon 2, who's already level 14. Getting Vix ahead is a super important strategy from Ikigai no Tsurugi, and we are seeing pay dividends as the damage from Glaceon is going to be pivotal for those team fights.
What a block from that Snorlax, just zoning out A-Goat so that way this Mew can just get the huge whole 50 burger going in at his 258 to 196 with 10 seconds left to go until this Rayquaza spawns.
Trying to set up the Regieleki is going to get confirmed. Who secured it? Was it the Glaceon again?
Yes, it was the Glaceon that secured the top.
Okay. Yeah, that has to be an almost level 15 Glaceon too. Just in time for the fight. Just a little more experience done by Vix, my apologies. Now the Regieleki is going to get entered for free. Now, Ikigai no Tsurugi doing the smart thing and just trying to bait out the options that they're going to go for. We're seeing the Snorlax already onto the brush. Heavy Slime is going to miss that time. And Cloud trying to get that damage in with the Solar Beam. Vix actually moving a little bit to the front. That hit is going to go. Oh, yeah, that damage is going to be super important, especially if you want to play those team fights. Raptor's managing to put that barrier up, trying to force themselves away. Unite move going to be used by the Mew. And look at Bench actually trying to get that damage onto Junction and Vix. Not really what you want if you're Ikigai no Tsurugi. And now trying to move in onto the carries of the purple side. 1 minute left on the board. They managed to secure the kill onto Junction. Snorlax does. And this is the problem when you have Bench actually using Water Spout and Rabbit Spin. Unite move gonna come in. Oh, but the Unite move onto with Raptor Arms actually trying to get that damage in and actually misses one of the skill shots. It's gonna be so important for them to actually continue to put on that pressure. Squirtle's then actually securing the kill on to Vix. And Egoist might want to go down, but Kofi is going to maintain that as well. Just alive. A-Goats doing all that they possibly can now. Squirtle's then actually trying to secure down Junction, trying to defend. It does so with great fashion, but do keep in mind 20 seconds left on the board. Ikigai no Tsurugi really wanting to force that game number 3, putting in that damage animated, actually trying to move on to those zones. but good overdunks overall. As 10 seconds left, there is no time for you to do any type of Rayquaza junction defending against this Blastoise. It looked pretty difficult for Ikigai no Tsurugi, but they say no, we won this from the early to mid game, and we are forcing this game number 3.
Man, and I knew that this match was going to be insane. And it came down to literally that Azu and that Comfy sustained so much damage out of all of that was going on right below from that Rayquaza. And I couldn't believe that it still stayed alive. It there is so much healing coming out, and I just want to see the amount of healing that they got. Total of 59k or 79k damage recovery between both of them together.
Yeah, most of that actually just went to the Azumarill. The rest of Ikigai no Tsurugi was just chilling on their side too. But a lot of the important damage, and we did see Junction actually doing the majority with 77 damage, actually Bix getting those kills right at the beginning into the mid game and putting further ahead their jungler was so important for the tempo that they were establishing from the get-go, right? So most of the secures actually went onto Vix's side, and that extra experience actually did pay off when it came to actually getting those late fights versus Squirtles then, which was the jungler from the other side, and Junction actually keeping him at bay was super important for that last zone fight too.
Yeah, all I can say is that like that Azu recovery with the Comfy was insane. They definitely carried that game for the ending, at least for that. Glaceon, I mean, did damage. I think Squirtle kind of like overdid it trying to go and score down there by itself. I feel like if they had another player down there with them, they would have been able to take out that Decidueye a lot better. But I mean, overall, it was smart. It was smart to go down there, I should say. Like, it was smart to go to it. You just probably didn't want to go to it alone.
Now, what type of adaptations are we going to expect from Team Drip? The Mew was doing the work to maintain them at a distance. McLeod, I felt like he wasn't as comfortable as what he was in the beginning of the first game. Pretty sure picking the Mew, and Raptor Arms actually trying to get that clutch play as soon as he saw that Glaceon threw out his Unite, so he threw out the Unite on his own to try to stun him and actually get those KOs as much as possible. Yeah, it could have been a really good play for Team Drip to get that team fight, but as Lily mentions in the chat, if they would have picked Machamp, they could have won the match. So let's see if they picked a Machamp for Game 3.
Let them cook is what I'm gonna let them do. The Blastoise pick I think was fine. The Mime pick was fine. I just feel like maybe the Snorlax wasn't particularly needed, and Clefable probably would have been better. Maybe Clefable just to kind of like try to really heal as much as what this Comfy is doing, and it would have healed a lot of your team more than anything too. The Mew I believe was fine. The Cinderace probably different. I would like to see Decidueye than the Cinderace, but I don't. It's. I think they both had really. I would like to see it run back. Honestly, I want to see it run back. But I want to see a Clefable on the side of #TeamDrip. Some kind of like healing that Raptor Arms was healing, yes, but or pick a mon that can sustain for itself as well, just like the Azu can. As we are gonna get into game number 3, picks and bans, as T-Tar is banned first on the side of #TeamDrip.
So the more things change, Rhino, the more they stay the same. I'm expecting the second ban to be Urshifu too. Now we did see the first ban on the first two games be Hoopa on the side of Ikigai no Tsururi. The second ban actually switching up to the Blizzy for the second game, giving them a lot of opportunity to pick a lot of supporters, and we are sticking with the Hoopa pick. And we are waiting for that second band. Now, Clefable has not been a priority. Blissey has been targeted by both teams. So we might see that ban here. We might see a Mew ban. Though, like Lily mentioned, they don't think that Mew was the proper move for hashtag Gene Drip's composition or how they like to play. It seemed like it got picked just because it's a strong mon. And I didn't see that comfortability. Effectively, we are seeing that second ban be the Blissey, which is the same stuff that we saw on that second game. I'm expecting an Urshifu ban here from hashtag Team Drip.
I don't want to see an Urshifu ban. I want to see honestly, a Mr. Mind ban or Glaceon take Urshifu for yourself.
I really like that Glaceon ban.
Yeah,
I really like it. It's a
take
targeted
the
ban, and
Urshi
Glaceon
though.
was doing heavy damage.
No, you take the slow, bro. I would have took Urshi.
Mm,
I
mm,
I would have 100% would have took Urshi here.
okay.
The,
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of prio when it comes to actually objective control, and it's going to be a good Pokemon actually giving Kagai no Tsurugi. So
if
maybe they are thinking that they will go a different direction.
yeah, maybe Ikigai no Tsurugi doesn't take Urshifu for themselves, and hashtag Teen Strip still works
Oh
with it,
no!
unless it's a
Oh
comfy
no!
Urshifu.
If it's a comfy Shifu, that's a handshake right there.
If not, I would definitely go to comfy. Um, what's it called? God, Azu, comfy
Oh, Mr.
mime.
Mime. So two double supports for Ikigai no Tsurugi. Kind of feels like that Mr. Mime pick is going to play a lot more offense and defense. And they just want to make sure that the power swap is not going to be as effective as it was in the previous game. But again, most of the healing on that side of Mr. Mime has been greatly reduced, so it's not that much of an option when it comes to actually doing those set team fights. But we do have a comfy on their side as we're waiting for the second pick for hashtag Team Drip. Now they feel like Slowbro has gotten up in priority, which it has. It's one of those defenders that you can't really just destroy. And actually going for Venusaur as a second pick is super curious on the side of Team Drip. No type of support picked just yet. They do know that the Clefable is still available, which is pretty much the type of healing that you have. Either that or Rhino's favorite character in Eldegoss.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably get Eldegoss literally dead at the end of the game. Um, I would get Clefable here if you're gonna try to protect the president of this Venusaur and get Eldegoss later because it's not gonna possibly be banned at all. Urshifu picked. Okay, Venusaur, Urshifu with the slow bro. Mime comfy. I'd go Azu. You are literally going to protect this Azu, and Azu is just going to do a crazy amount of damage with its crit. And yeah, I would be scared of this Azu. Having Comfy attached to it with the power swap on the Mr. Mime, or guard swap with the I'm not gonna be okay with this Azu.
It's gonna be pretty difficult, especially since they got that third picker Shifu. But that then gives the opportunity for Ikigai no Tsuguri to actually get that ban onto the support side. So if you are going to pick any type of support,
Okay.
it's going to be either Eldegoss or Clefable. I'm assuming that you would ban a Clefable here, except if they are trying to make any changes to regards to their offense and they are picking the Cinderace for themselves. They do not want Squirtle's Den to actually do any type of fiber carrying in the first place, though the Decidueye is still available and on the board.
Yeah, I would ban Decidueye here, 100%. Maybe because that would force Team Drip to take the Venusaur in jungle, which Squirtle Den does do. Done it in his streams a lot. He's even done it, I think, a couple of times already in the league. So oh man, this This draft has got me so crazy right now. And Mew ban, that's fine. I mean, we weren't possibly looking into that anyway, as Team Drip now could just take the situation for themselves.
Yeah, and Lily understands, man. Everything that we have been like 4-4 on what we think the move should be, and Clefable on this composition is gonna be so important. If you're gonna have this Venusaur try to run in and do that damage, if you have a Comfey on there, it does not really make sense to actually ruck another support that's not them, as we are waiting for that final band.
Yeah, this ban has got to be Azu. You better ban Azu, and you gotta ban it now. Like, there's no shot that Azu makes it through. Like, you saw how dominant it was against you last game. You saw how there it is. Okay.
Boom.
I was
Boom.
like, there's
Okay.
no way you're letting that go through.
Adaptations galore from both teams. This is what you love to see, Rhino,
Yes.
in the Unite World Coronation League. These are teams that are actually fighting for that first place on their respective division. It's going to be so important for them to actually get these calls in. Ikigai no Tsurugi has a choice, and they still need a lot more firepower and a defender. But we have Snorlax available, we have Mamoswine available. The supports on their side is definitely going to be the
Okay.
Swine available. The supports on their side is definitely going to be the
Okay.